For a long time, people have spread hate through love. But we bring to you a show that spreads love and facts called The Hate O'Clock. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Hate O'Clock. No one is clapping. Joey? Oh, that's more like it. I feel encouraged, you know.
I feel like that's my favorite intro so far, man.
Oh my goodness. So I nailed it right like a carpenter. Yeah. That's what's up. Welcome to The Hate O'Clock, everybody. We have an exciting show today. And I got my man Joey right here, and we're going to give you nothing but the very best of entertainment. So I've got a couple of questions for you, Joey. The first one is, what is the number one side chick business? Is it A, a boutique? B, we have a salon. C, we have handbags and shoe business. And D, we have hair business. And you know, they're really good with their hands, you know, like it's not only about the hair, but it's about the other things too, you know.
How do you think
mean?
they get the money for the business? They have to be good with
I know, right?
a few things.
So which one?
Okay, but for boutique, here's what I think. Boutique, if it's a shop, she's a main chick. If it's an Instagram boutique,
then it's a side
she's
chick.
a side chick for sure.
I like the way you're thinking.
Salon, I feel like it's also the same thing. Shop, main
But
chick.
don't you think salon is more of the madam? Like, what time is she going to have for you if she's always at the salon?
I don't know, man. It depends, because there's those people that do salons, like online salons, where they follow you, they do your hair and whatnot. So maybe, but my answer has to be, I think boutique, online boutique, man. I'm sorry if you're on an online boutique, but
I agree to disagree. Anyways,
I've got one for you. Who is the most famous doctor in Zambia? A, Professor Nkanduluo. B, the Facebook comedian, Dr. Aaron Mujajati, aka Mr. Watermelon.
Yeah.
Because remember that if someone has had, say, an ejaculation for the first time, to get a second erection, it takes a bit of time. They'll need to wait and rest a bit to get a second one. And at the second occasion, they'll last a little longer than the previous one. Now, remember that sex is it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy. You would have to have a super energy reserves for you to go 3, 4, 5 in one night or one evening. Very unlikely.
C, Dr. Manda, and D, Dr. Ludwig Sondash with the Sondashi formula.
You know, like at the moment, if this question is about the moment, I think it's Dr. Mjajati. Not because I was at the men's conference or there's something I know. I mean, who am I to know those things? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything. But I think Dr. Mjajati is the most famous. Don Kanduluo is like so close, but now she's not famous anymore because there are no more. Yeah, so I have another one for you. I think this is the final one. This one is, who is the most unwanted politician? Is it A, Mlenga Satya, B, Sean Tembo, 0? No, like there is a 0 on the options. Like, don't think this is me. Or is it C, Chilufya Tayali, true story, Iranamye Vele? Or is it D, Chishimba Kambwiri? You know, there's a Bemba proverb that says, who is it amongst these 4? Most unwanted politician.
I feel like that's a tough question, but it has to be between Sean Tembo, because no one has anything on him.
Like, he rants and just talks about anything.
No, because he got famous, Facebook famous, he went into an election and his party still got 0. Tembo Sean, 0. But also Chilufya Tayali, because, man.
No, sir. I'm the one managing the process.
No, sir.
And as far as I'm
No,
concerned,
sir.
the nomination
No, sir.
center
Sir.
stands closed,
Sir.
and
Sir.
we will not reverse our decision.
Sir.
But if you say unwanted, Chilufya Tayali at least got some votes. I feel like Chishimba Kambwili, because I mean, everyone is scared he might faint again. That's my thinking. I'm thinking it's Chishimba Kambwili, but that was Joey's question. It was for him to answer. So we take up a row. I'm going to take you through 180 degrees hotness of some stories, man. So the first one is about the Ngonis from Eastern Province who are celebrating their Nchwala ceremony. I know this ceremony is famous for ladies moving around without bras, their boobs out in the open, but of course, it's a prestigious ceremony because it reminds us of tradition, where we are coming from. And Ngonis are like very influential, and it's one of the biggest tribes in the country. So yeah, that's why this ceremony is celebrated a lot. But we have a lot of tribes in the country, about 72. Why do you think the other ones are not celebrated as much?
Maybe it's because the women never used to.
Never sure.
That's one way to get a traditional ceremony going down. Introducing bras is a booby trap.
Yeah, you know, that might make sense. But I mean, I am Ngoni, and I feel like it's just an amazing traditional ceremony. You know, people will be out there dressed up in animal skin. They'll be doing those dance moves. You know, Stomp the Yard, but in a Zambian version, yeah?
But how do you feel about the how do you feel about the whole thing, bro? Like the removing of the
It's
Bruh.
good, bruh. I mean, it's really good, you know. At least it keeps us abreast with what's happening in the country. Yeah. Aside from that, we also have a story of a pharmacist that was shot. No, this happened last year, and this pharmacist was still in hospital, you know. And then after being treated there, then he was later released. He died.
Do you think we're in a place now where C5 has a little too much power? Do you
No.
think the person that shot him should be brought to book?
I think the person that shot him should be brought to book because it was a case of mistaken identity. But in my thinking is, how do you make such a mistake? Because this man died leaving his wife and a child, you know, all by themselves. And you know that damage that just has been brought on the child's and the wife's life is like huge, you know what I mean? So I feel like there is need to revise how they follow up on these wanted criminals. And even when shooting, make sure there's evidence and you know this is the correct person, you know, so that we avoid such mistakes.
Because the most you could do is at least apprehend the person first. How's the first thing you do? Shoot on
I
sight.
know,
At least get him out of the car, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And for the fact that he was moving with a woman, because I heard the story was about criminals that they were following up.
True.
Then you just find one man in the car and he's the person that
Yeah,
you follow.
because the number plate apparently was the same
But
with the one the criminals used.
The least the state could do is at least pay for the funeral.
Yeah.
Cover the expenses and
Yeah.
compensate the family. But more sad news, 7 people died this week. An accident that happened in Mukushi, and it happened after 22 hours. Buses are supposed to stop moving at 22, but the bus was still moving, and it was a really bad accident. I think 7 people died, and then most of the people were injured from that accident. What do you think Ratsa can do to help stop these accidents?
You know, firstly, I feel like the owners of those buses should be charged. Because how did you allow that bus to move? If it's the driver, then damn, you're in trouble, man. Like, yeah, you're in trouble. And I think there's so little that Ratsa can do. At the end of the day, it's about us caring for ourselves and knowing if they say this is wrong because there are too many accidents happening, do not try and be that superhero that has never been there. We've never asked for that superhero. Yeah.
And in other news, this week, the vice president came on to say the economy is doing better than it was last year. Now, I don't know how a lot of people are taking this statement, but some people feel otherwise. Maybe the economy should have been further along. Maybe Zambia should have been doing much better. But for a lot of people, it really feels like things are still the same.
Yeah. And for me, I'm just saying I'm patient. It's just the first few months for you, UPND government. The government of the day. I'm still waiting. So I don't agree with that statement because things seem pretty much the same. Bus fares quite higher. Fuel prices, you know, keep going up. Cost of living, almost the same. So I do not know about that.
For me, as long as the price of conflicts is still the same, you haven't done anything.
Yeah, but let me
the price
take
of
you.
goods and services has to go down.
Let me take you through another row. So on Saturday, we had a fight. Catherine Peary was fighting with Kuda Kwashe. Just a name. Catherine Peary, Kuda Kwashe. That should tell you a lot of things. And unfortunately, our boxer was beaten badly. I saw the clip after the fight. I wasn't able to see the live match, but afterwards, I was able to see, and she was beaten badly.
Catherine, who lost only her 5th fight in her professional boxing career, said it's not her last fight, but she is looking forward to bouncing back stronger, while her coach said it's a minor setback and they will go back to the drawing board and challenge for the title again.
Thank you so much to the Zambian for the support. I
Tell you what, this girl could have actually trained hard for this fight. But congratulations to her. We are disappointed as a country, and we just want our sportsmen and women to just come on, man, lift this country. Don't give us those losses. Aside from that, we have the former PF Deputy Secretary General Mumbi Piri, who was charged with murder, okay? Apparently, they're actually being brought to book together with the former barberman. I don't know if he's still the barberman. Now he's former because he's been charged. You don't know where he's going, whose hair he's going to be cutting. They were charged for murder, okay? So it seems they happened to have been involved in such a situation that happened on the 6th of October in 2021. There's a man that was shot and died.
So do you think maybe the ruling party at the time has a little too much power? Because shouldn't this murder charge have come way earlier than that?
I think so, bruv, because I remember the time for PF, policemen were like, you know, those gangsters, you know, from the United States. They were so scary. When these are the people you need to feel like bring you freedom. You know, the people you run to every time there's something wrong, but they were scary, trust me.
Because it doesn't even make sense for a barberman to have that much power to just stop anyone in the road. Hey, you, what's cutting?
Yeah, I think now it's about time we get into what's trending. Tell you what, every time you're trying to forcefully Putin and Russia, you bring about violence or violence per se. Yeah. And Ukraine's invasion is what we're talking about in our trending story for today, because Russia has been rushing with their tankers and guns to just make sure they bring about part of Ukraine to be Russia's territory. So that's the story. What do you think? Is this a way to World War III?
To be honest, I feel the situation would have gone there, but just for the fact that countries like the US and Britain pulled away, it doesn't seem like it's going towards another world war. But I feel like you can't really tell the story of Ukraine and Russia without talking about NATO, which is a really huge factor that comes into the story. But the next World War III would be, I feel like it would be too drastic for the world, because it's all nuclear weapons. So it's just, the war just starts, kaboom, we're all gone.
And do you think this is one of those things, you know, like a war that will just come up and then it will let her go, you know, or it's serious, like this is it? Because I don't think Putin is playing. He's putting in too much effort for him to just end this war just like that, you know what I mean? I feel like it is what it is. And I feel like he's trying to provoke someone. Maybe the United States, who knows?
What, provoke them into a war?
Yeah, obviously, because these guys have been stepping on each other's toes for a long time. But unfortunately, Ukraine cannot get help from any of the NATO countries because they refuse to be a part of them. So whatever country will be helping Ukraine will do it indirectly, obviously. That's why Russia is going in and hammering them badly. They are having these bombings almost every day. Because even the defense forces, the budget that Russia has for defense and Ukraine, you can't match those two. So we pray for peace. We are hoping that the leaders just sit down and discuss. Obviously, Russia wants to take, I think it's the eastern part of Ukraine, because most people that are there are pro-Russians, you know. So we're just hoping for the best. And Ukrainians, and one thing I like is how people from Ukraine have just stood up for their country. We have people like ministers, parliamentarians, models, just getting guns. And you know what, we're going to fight for our country. I think if it was in Zambia, they would run away and say, I'm not going to Dubai. I'm not going to be a part of this war. I'm just going to enjoy life.
Don't you think the photos of the model were a bit too...
No, they were just okay. I think
edited.
She looked good on that gun.
Is it just because she's hot?
No, she just looked good on the gun. I mean, imagine Bowman Lusambo just getting a gun like I'm fighting for Zambia.
No, but she has the build for it, to be honest.
Yeah, and the bows, man. Like Bowman, yeah. Yeah.
But there was a story about Mouse Sampa came in and he was saying he's going to start recruiting youth in Zambia to send them to go fight the war.
Mouse Sampa.
Do you think Zambia has the capacity to go fight a war? Or maybe if we go with our weapons of mass destruction,
I
we
think
have
the youths know.
better chances.
The youths know, but the soldiers, yes. Because, I mean, we have one of the best armies when it comes to ground battle.
But then these days, war isn't on the ground, it's in the air.
No, it's both in the air and in the ground, bro.
Zambia doesn't have a very fly army.
Wow. The one we have is okay.
Oh, you know, and the other thing is, I was just traveling from Kitwe the other day, and to my surprise in the morning, I found the fuel prices changed. They just went from like 19 back to 21 kwacha. Do you think this whole issue of changing fuel prices every month is actually working out?
It's disturbing and upsetting. I don't know about you, but for me, I feel like it's irritating. Because I think every time you're looking forward to an update, you expect something good. So every time I check out the update and fuel prices have gone up, I'm like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, and then you come out and you're telling me the standard of living is better. Nah, fam, nah.
Because you can't plan long term if the fuel prices just keep on fluctuating. Okay, so I have one for you.
Mr. Mugando.
Top 5
Mugando.
businesses that make sure you will be a return client. Number 5, loan sharks. You know the people that you go to, you get a soft loan, 2 weeks, 20%.
There's just something about money, man. You never get enough of that.
You can never get enough of it. Mechanic. But you know what I think? I think some mechanics make you return clients by stealing some Tuma components from the car. So that next time you just notice there's something else wrong and you have to go back.
And you know, like, little did I know, mechanics are so famous because they have a lot of fans. No, I mean fans like for the car, like fans, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think they always do that because they don't want to fix your car completely so you don't go back to them. So it's either one plug, yeah, or one cable is not okay, so you get back to them.
Which doctors?
Which doctors are you talking about?
Those same ones.
I think they give a lot of direction, you know what I mean? We want you to bring 2 groundnuts. When you bring 2 groundnuts, make sure one is in the cover, one is not in the cover. Then the next instruction is bring mango, pepper mangoes. So they always give these disturbing instructions, man. Like,
yeah, and they'll give you purple mangoes off season, so that you can go back there in 3 months when the purple mangoes
when the
actually start getting ripe.
Smart, man.
The witch doctor just says, I'll follow that guy wherever that man goes. Number 2, Chikandasela. Yeah. Number 1, prostitutes. Keep you coming back for more. They take you on a ride. You just want to go back for her.
I was just having that drink. Head dictionary, who's a prostitute?
You think you're going forward, then they'll take you back in reverse. Cowgirl.
Oh, thank you for that. We see why their business is on demand and people keep going back for your products.
They are not good. You know how some animals, especially
what do you mean they're not good? Like, how do you even know that?
Like, you know, they always go back.
Oh, yeah.
For especially to like the vomit, like dogs.
Okay.
Doggy.
Dogs. Okay.
Doggy
I see what you're trying to do there.
Coming back.
Okay, so my hate rankings are about the top 5 childhood
and
games.
Break your back.
Anyway,
Bring my back over and break your back.
what is wrong with this guy?
They're always spreading the word of prostitution. They are missionaries. Spreading the...
Oh no, Christopher Columbus, man.
I have a question for you. This was rated 18, right?
Don't ask me. Yes, it is. It's rated 18. We could rate it 20, though. If
Have you ever heard of frogs now? These prostitutes are always hopping around.
Yeah, I know.
So I have been told. Damn.
That's Joey, ladies and gentlemen. Top 5
Stay away
childhood
from
games.
prostitutes.
Because that story is not a childhood story. Pade is on number 5. You know why you draw the to my boxes? And then we used to get so busy. I can't play that game now, but it's an amazing game.
Oh, that's the one that they used to call Eagle, huh? The one with
I don't know.
like
I don't know what
7
you used to call it, but yeah, we call it per day. Don't start bringing that ego stuff here. Then on number 4, we have my tweaker. Hey dictionary, what's my tweaker? It sounds like some food, like some really.
It sounds like.
And then the other one is touch. That's on number 3. On number 2, we have De Mama De and Waida. I thought it was the same game. Because you see De Mama De Waida.
No, day, mama, day, and then Waida was on where you jump in,
Then you jump out,
and then you have to like jump back over again.
These games are played all over the world. Like, do white people know De Mama De and Waida? Do they know it?
I don't know if I got the game right. That is Waida, right?
Yeah, it is. The first one is Chidunune, my favorite.
Which one was Chidunune?
Hide and seek.
Ah, the one where people used to go hide and they
Seek,
start playing
yeah,
Katach.
then they seek
while
the,
they're
the
hiding.
wrong things. It's not my favorite because of what Joe is talking about, because it's hard to find me when I
Just start
hide,
playing
especially in the dark. So we have some clips that we're going to show to you and then talk about them in a bit. Let's see the first clip.
I'm here with Martin Mosol from Rwanda, 16 the 10,000. Take us to your race a while ago.
Okay, thanks. Competition is difficult because Poland is cold, very, very. Rwanda is hot. Competition is very, very, very difficult because I'm cold. Okay, Poland is very culture, is very nice. Clement is high quality, is difficult.
I mean, tell us about the experience you've had competing here at the World Championships.
Okay, thank you. World champion. Me, I'm enjoying. Me, I have a problem because I'm not minima Olympic Games. Rwanda is difficult. It's difficult. Poland, me, I have a time low. It's difficult.
All right, thank you, Masir, and all the best.
Thank you.
Firstly, man, I just feel like they should be interviewing these guys in their language.
Koloti, me here, my laughter inside me is in front at the back of the clip. I think that's the best punishment for that guy. You just tell him you're going to speak in front of a crowd. If you don't do this, you just punish him like that, bro, because he was having a nightmare right there.
Bro, when did church become the WWE?
You need to visit that church if you want to get some John Cena healing. The pastor heals you 3 times to make Triple H. That's a church to go to. Okay, even if that man had a demon, I'm sure the demon wouldn't run away because he's prayerful, but just the pain that the person is feeling. Like, I don't want to be in this body. These people are disturbing me. The demon will just run away.
Bro, the kingdom of God suffers violence, and the violence shall take it by force.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the pastor's doing, man.
Oh my goodness, preacher man.
Wapangan. Cari tumpeci. Ni sio mas. Wala pa ako si Kwanga ba? Tuman. Ganun maputulot. Ikaw ay kasapa na kayo stupid. Utumpa. Tayo eh. Nikan pelerwa. Wala nila na ko. Ikango. Mulekeni mwana kuru. Makaka.
See, was this guy in a serious relationship? Like, was he that heartbroken?
I don't even know whether the kid just got stuck in the rope or he was
Stuck-
actually trying to.
He's a kid, and he wanted to take his life.
Yeah, because there's a story about a 7-year-old kid that almost tried to kill themselves the other day.
Wow. I don't know how he knows about that, but I think as parents, let's know what to expose our children to, because that right there is disturbing.
Because that looks like something that he picked off somewhere else. So he saw it on like TV
Yeah,
or
like
in
how
a
does he think of
cartoon.
that? That's why I asked, like, was he in a serious relationship, you know? Because most times guys do that after being heartbroken, but he doesn't even have a heart. It hasn't developed yet. How?
Can be broken yet.
Yeah.
But that's a really hard. Maybe we need to introduce like counseling in schools, or people are still in primary, or people are still in grade 1, grade something, just to, I don't know, maybe it's the job of the parents, the church, the schools.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one to answer, but thank you for watching the show.
No, what do you mean? Thank you for watching this show. This show still goes on, guys. So we're not done yet. So make sure you catch the next episode. You know what I mean?
So follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, YouTube.